Okay, so I wanted to talk to you this morning about something that occurred to me in the shower the other day because that's where all of our good ideas come from, are the shower. So I was in the shower the other day and I was thinking about some cinnamon rolls that I wanted to make, right? And there's a relationship between these cinnamon rolls and how I am approaching life, some things that I am adjusting in my business and in my personal life right now. Let me explain. So, I used to be a high school biology teacher, right? And I gave my students a project every year called Fungus Among Us. And in this project, they had several options, but one of the things that my students could do was to make a food product using fungus, maybe mushrooms, or they could make bread using yeast. They had some options. And I had a student, her name was Sydney. Why I remember this, I don't know. It's been a long time. But Sydney decided to make some cinnamon rolls. And the dough that she used yeast, so it qualified for the project. And in part of her project, she had to bring the cinnamon rolls in and she had to share the recipe, and then there was a written portion as well. When I tell you that these cinnamon rolls that Sydney made were the best cinnamon rolls I've ever had in my entire life, it was amazing. So I actually kept the recipe. I still have it. It's in my folder with all my recipes. And they were so incredible. They were the best cinnamon rolls ever, right? And the problem with these cinnamon rolls is they are difficult to make. So if you think about it, most of us are going to be eating these cinnamon rolls for breakfast, right? But you have to make a dough that needs to rise. It had yeast. That's what qualified it for the project. So it's a really labor intensive process. So if you want to have it for breakfast, you're going to need to start cooking these cinnamon rolls and preparing the bread at like 3 or 4 a.m., depending on when you want to have your breakfast, right? And a lot of that time is downtime, empty time when that dough is rising, when it's proving, right? And I've been craving these cinnamon rolls. I really want to make them again, but it's too much. I'm not gonna wake up that early to make these cinnamon rolls. And I was in the shower yesterday and I was like, God, like my family's all getting together on Saturday. We're celebrating Christmas a little early, and I would just love to have these cinnamon rolls for breakfast that morning. So I'm in the shower and I'm thinking, what can I do? How can I make this work? Maybe I can make the dough the night before, but I'm not really sure how it keeps. I'm not sure if I need to freeze it. I'm not sure if it'll last in the refrigerator until the next morning. But I refuse to wake up early enough to actually make this dough on the morning of, right? So what do I do? And I've been thinking about these cinnamon rolls for a while, and I've been putting them off because I don't want to make them. I don't want to put in the time that I need to get the result that I want. And I realized how much I do this in my life. How many times I I have something that I know that I'm going to enjoy the end result. I know that I'm going to enjoy that savory, sweet, beautiful cinnamon roll at the end. It's life-changing results. But the time that I'm going to have to put into it, the adjustment to my normal schedule that I'm going to have to make, I don't want to do. The effort that it's going to take, the planning that it's going to take, the waiting in the process, right? Like I'll start the recipe, but then I've got to wait twice for it to prove. And I don't know how long that wait time is going to be. I know about an average, but like maybe because it's really cold right now, maybe it's going to take a little bit longer to prove than it normally would. There's intention and effort that I'm not necessarily willing to put into the process right now. That's not a bad thing, but it is a mirror to myself where I have to say, how bad do I really want it, right? That's the typical way that we would approach this. And I'm telling you that I had this epiphany in the shower that maybe maybe I don't have to approach it the same way. I'm over here feeling guilty because I don't want to put in the effort. I don't want to put in the planning. I don't want to put in the energy. I don't want to wake up early. I don't want to wait. I don't want to do this whole long process to get to the cinnamon rolls that I want. So I feel bad, but maybe I don't have to. Maybe I don't have to feel guilty. Maybe I don't have to feel bad. Maybe I don't have to do it that way just because that's the way I've been doing it for years. Just because that's the way I experienced it the first time. Maybe I don't have to do that again. Maybe there's maybe there's a different way. And it hit me like a ton of bricks in the shower that maybe I can find a different recipe. Maybe I can let the old one go. Maybe I can just release it because it doesn't have to be that way. Maybe I can make cinnamon rolls a different way. Maybe the goals I have in my life can be done in a different way. Maybe that way is simpler. Maybe it's more straightforward. Maybe I've been putting all of my effort and energy in avoiding even starting the process because it was overwhelming, because I couldn't see that there was another way to do it. There was a simpler way to reach that same goal. There's more than one way to skin a cat, but we don't skin cats over here. No, we foster them. He's currently sitting over there in the window. Maybe there's a different way to do it. And maybe my problem isn't the process of making the cinnamon rolls this way. Maybe the problem is that I'm not willing to find a different way that matches my life, matches my energy, matches my capacity, matches what I want so I can get my desired outcome faster, easier, and better. Maybe those cinnamon rolls taste even better than the ones I've been having this whole time. I had to come on and share this with you today because it completely re-strategized how I'm finishing out this year personally, professionally, relationally, energetically, all the ways. And I had to share it with you. Hope you guys have a great day.